Good evening, you're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Sarawak to become the new semiconductor technology hub for Malaysia. Sarawak General Hospital ranks among the country's best hospital. And more income for Sarawak means more rundown schools can be upgraded. TVS Nightline. The Sarawak government's commitment to empower the semiconductor industry in the state through collaboration with foreign companies demonstrate its seriousness in becoming a leading hub for the development of a new semiconductor technology in Malaysia. Under the leadership of Premier Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Dan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, Sarawak also aspires to become a semiconductor chip designer for several global technology companies, with Sarawak Microelectronic Design (SMD) to realize this vision.
To date, SMD has already sealed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) involving strategic collaboration with companies from the United Kingdom, namely Riverback and Big Innovation Centre. The collaboration between SMD and Big Innovation Centre will see the Sarawakian government-owned company developing technologies that enable semiconductor chips to be manufactured in a cleaner and more sustainable manner. Meanwhile, the partnership with Riverback will see SMD assisting in the development of radio frequency chips for the aerospace industry, which will be utilized by foreign companies such as British Aerospace. This Tuesday, another MOU is set to be signed between SMD and UK company CSA Catapult at the Artificial Intelligence and Semiconductor Summit in the House of Commons, UK Parliament, to be witnessed by Abang Johari. The collaborative MOU aims to drive innovation that will redefine the capabilities and applications of compound semiconductors made from two or more elements, as opposed to silicon made from a single element. Additionally, SMD will also work together with a Belgian company to expand its semiconductor chip design service capacity with an investment of 70 million euros. Under Abang Johari's leadership, Sarawak is seen not only as aspiring to be on par with Penang, Kedah, and Malacca as hubs for established companies, but aims to be a pioneer in semiconductor chip manufacturing companies competitive with foreign firms. The various proactive steps taken by the Sarawak government are believed to help realize the state's aspirations and simultaneously strengthen Malaysia's semiconductor ecosystem.
Social cohesion is a crucial element in strengthening unity and fostering understanding among communities. Minister of Women, Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development, Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah, stressed that social cohesion should be a principle in our daily lives to ensure that no one feels left behind economically, gender-wise, or in terms of the justice system. She reiterated that social interaction is highly important in community development to avoid issues of ethnic polarization within communities.
There must be no polarization. Kita tidak boleh benarkan polarisasi kaum di bumi kenyalang ini, dan begitu juga untuk Malaysia. There must conscious effort to get people to interact together. Interaksi sosial antara kita yang berbeza, bangsa, agama, dan juga budaya.
She said this in her speech at the open house event for Aidilfitri and Food Unites Sarawak 2024 in conjunction with the Unity Week celebration in Kuching. As such, Fatimah emphasized that unity does not come automatically but needs to be nurtured and preserved through special programs to sow the seeds of unity.
Sarawak adalah contoh yang baik. Dia sebut Sabah juga. Sarawak dan Sabah adalah contoh negeri yang menunjukkan model perpaduan yang sangat baik sekali Ini juga satu penghargaan kepada kita di negeri Sarawak.
Budget hotel operators are advised not to raise charges or services fee at your establishment. Minister Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Sarawak, Datuk Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah said that such action will not only affect the hotel industry but also disrupt the balance of the country's tourism sector. Abdul Karim described the move as taking a shortcut to profit without considering the long-term effects on the tourism sector and the national hotel industry.
Jangan bila nampak orang ramai datang, kita cepat-cepat naikkan. It will not help the industry. It will not help the industry. You can come up with all kind of excuse, beritahu barang ini naik, itu naik, itu. We also have to naik. Tapi fikirlah juga, it will disturb the equilibrium in some way. Kalau tengok, because there's so many demand for the rooms, B&B, all this budget hotel, wow, orang ramai. Even if I increase it 20-30%, that's what they wanted. 20-30%, people will still come in. That's not a lot. That is a very cheap way of trying to make money. It is not good for the industry.
He told this to reporters during a press conference after officiating the International Series 300 Junior Tennis Championship in Kuching on Monday. He pointed out that the government is always striving to assist these budget hotel operators in generating income by organizing various events, whether entertainment or sports, capable of attracting many visitors and tourists to Sarawak. Meanwhile, Abdul Karim revealed that the state will host more than 200 entertainment and sports events this year, which will undoubtedly help increase occupancy rates in every hotel, including budget hotels.
The International J300 Junior Tennis Championship, the Premier Cup of Sarawak, to be held from April 22nd to 28, will bring together 136 players from 38 countries. State Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development, Datuk Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah revealed that the tournament organised by the Sarawak Lawn Tennis Association will feature 67 male players and 69 female players.
He announced that the championship will also provide live score streaming and matches through YouTube.
With this implementation, the whole world can witness the matches throughout the tournament. And along the way also, they will know there is this city in Borneo called Kuching. That's why it's good to have all this live tournament. That again will put Kuching, Sarawak, as well as Borneo into the eyes of the world through more social media publicity.
According to Abdul Karim, starting tomorrow, April 23rd, the organizer, SLTA, will start receiving the attendance of over 200 people, consisting of players, coaches and parents from 38 countries participating in the championship. He said Malaysia will send 15 players, with 9 male players and 6 female players. Karim also confirmed the participation of the 9th-ranked International Tennis Federation ITF junior player, Hayden Jones from Australia. Previously, from April 15th to 20th, SLTA organized international events, including the ITF World Junior Team Under 14 U14 matches involving 28 countries, followed by the Asia Development Under 14 final matches involving 22 countries.
Sarawak's achievement in boosting the state's income paves the way for initiatives to elevate dilapidated schools for the betterment of Sarawakian children. Kemenang Assemblyman Datuk Sri Dr. Stephen Rundi Uttom emphasized the need for comprehensive and comfortable infrastructure to cultivate a more skilled workforce in Sarawak.
Jadi sekarang Yang Berhormat Premier telah pun menunjukkan satu usaha yang lebih berkesan dari segi revenue kita yang baik. Itulah sebab kita dapat mengubah sekolah yang di belakang ini. Kalau tidak kerana 1,000 juta yang kita hantar pergi federal government, tidak akan dapat kita ubah. Kalau kita lihat dulu, Sibero dulu itulah dia mau runtuh sudah sekarang. Jadi di Sarawak beribu sekolah yang macam ni. yang perlu diubah suai, di-repair dan buat semula. Tetapi kita di Labang sudah siap. Tahniah orang Labang, berkat doa kita sudah ada sekolah. Saya difahamkan bahawa dalam bulan Julai kita menunggu sijil daripada bomba untuk kita dapat memasuki sekolah tersebut.
Stephen Rundi, who is also Minister of Food, Industry, Commodities and Regional Development Sarawak, stressed the importance of upgrading facilities such as in SK Labang to guarantee comprehensive and comfortable amenities.
Untuk cikgu mempunyai semangat yang lebih kental untuk mengajar, mendidik anak-anak, dia perlu keadaan yang selesa. Untuk anak-anak kita yang belajar dengan lebih prestasi yang lebih baik, dia perlu keadaan yang lebih baik. Itu perlu. Jadi sekolah kita ini yang tidak seberapa, semangat pun kurang, jadi motivasi pun kurang, jadi hasilnya pun kurang. Ini semua pelaburan. Pelaburan yang paling penting di masyarakat kita lebih lagi adalah pelaburan pendidikan.
Rundi added that through efforts undertaken by the Sarawak Premier, development of all sorts are now being planned in Sarawak, including in the Kemenang State constituency. He also requested to Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg to build roads to communities in Seberang Sebauh, connecting Pandan, Ulu Genaan, and Sai and Binyo, estimated to cost around 27 million ringgit. He added efforts to connect Labang across the Kemenang River will also be prioritized.
Korean Assemblyman Friday Belay supports the proposal for Sarawak to be referred to as a region rather than state, as suggested earlier by Deputy Premier Sarawak, Dato' Amar Dr. Sim Kui Hian. According to Friday, the term should have been used long ago, particularly since the title of Chief Minister of Sarawak was changed to Premier of Sarawak in February 2022.
Bila jabatan yang amat berhormat Ketua Menteri Sarawak telah ditukar pada tahun lepas, kita merujuk Sarawak sebagai salah satu wilayah dalam pembentukan Malaysia. Dan isu sekarang ialah kebanyakan perkataan yang digunakan di dalam perlembagaan masih merujuk kepada negeri.
Previously, Dr. Sim urged Malaysians, especially Sarawakians, to fully support the use of the term region to refer to Sarawak through a post on his official Facebook page on Sunday.
The Sarawak General Hospital, SGH, has been listed in the top 28 hospitals in Malaysia, according to the article World's Best Hospital 2024 by Newsweek. Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Dr. Sim Kui Hian expressed his pride via a Facebook post earlier today, stating that SGH achieved a score of 71.05% compared to Gleneagles Kuala Lumpur Hospital, which topped the list with a score of 89.5%. Dr. Sim, who also serves as the Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government, expressed his pride in this achievement, describing it as highly encouraging. Dr. Sim also lauded this achievement as another reason why the public needs to continue supporting SGH moving forward. In the same Facebook post, he reiterated that under the leadership of Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, the Sarawak government will always strive to restore healthcare autonomy rights as stipulated in the Malaysia Agreement 1963. This includes expediting projects to upgrade dilapidated health clinics and increasing the number of hospitals statewide. Meanwhile, out of the 28 listed hospitals, only 4 are government hospitals. The other 3 government hospitals are under the Ministry of Health: Kuala Lumpur Hospital, ranked 4th, Sarawak General Hospital, ranked 22nd, and Putrajaya Hospital, ranked 26th. Another hospital is owned by the Ministry of Higher Education, which is the University Malaya Medical Centre. Coming up right after the break, recognizing the early signs of rabies. And in world news, doctors in Gaza save unborn baby from the womb of mother killed by Israeli bombing. Right here on TVS Nightline, stay tuned. Welcome back. Reviving Relics, a breathtaking documentary that aims to shine a spotlight on nearly extinct relics in Sarawak. Sydney Atin, director of Reviving Relics, highlights the significance of showcasing artifacts from diverse ethnic groups in this documentary. It amplifies the voices of master craftsmen, ensuring the preservation of their respective cultures.
Sometimes when we talk about cultural preservation and all that, we only focus on the item, but we forget the masters, the person making it. So I wanted their stories to be heard, so that even from a perspective of viewers, you're not just thinking, oh, the Duku Ilang, okay lah, Duku Ilang. But if you look at the Duku Ilang as oh, that Johnny guy, that Johnny Berangan, that Adi Guru, at least it's more like you can connect with person. It's easier to connect with another human than it is to an item.
During a press conference after the exclusive premiere of TVS Reviving Relics documentary on Friday, he said the documentary also aims to encourage preservation efforts. Meanwhile, Reviving Relics producer Ashwin Narayanan talked about how they look into the differences between cultures and religions. He referenced the historical practice of headhunting, something no longer practiced today.
I think I will take the example of the episodes that we saw earlier, like say Duku Ilang, for example. Since the headhunting act is no longer needed, obviously, a lot of them would realize that maybe that is one of the ways that the cultural aspect of things would start to erode. I think the main idea behind how we went about the documentary as well was to study the difference and the understanding the perception, if it's tradition and if it's from a religious perspective, right? Because in a lot of very sort of traditional conservative religion, a lot of the practices from the indigenous cultures are not supposed to be considered, are not supposed to be taken into account. But where do we draw the line between religion and culture? Because we don't want culture to erode. You can have a bit of both. But the idea behind it is that, like, when we are showcasing each and every one of these episodes, that's why, like what Sydney said also, it's very important to focus on the masters, because the item won't be telling you that, like, what are the struggles they face.
Sydney also hopes that this documentary will bring more public awareness on the importance of preserving Sarawak's culture and honoring masters of relics whose expertise is increasingly rare to come by today. Reviving Relics is scheduled to be aired every Friday for 6 episodes starting on April 26 at 7:30 p.m. on 122 MyTV, Unified TV and Astro.
The early signs of rabies in dogs and cats are now a primary concern among pet owners throughout the country. Director of the Sarawak Veterinary Services Department, TVS, Dr. Adrian Susin Ambut, said that the initial symptoms of rabies in dogs and cats includes behavioral changes such as restlessness, aggression, or unusual weakness.
He added that animals infected with rabies might also experience difficulty in swallowing, excessive salivation, and bizarre behavior.
Kebiasaannya bila haiwan terkena jangkitan rabies, virus rabies, yang simptom yang pertama yang kita sebagai tuan punya haiwan, haiwan kita tidak mau makan, dia tidak mau minum, dia tidak first symptom, bermakna dia tidak dapat makan, tidak dapat minum. Kemudian haiwan anjing atau kucing kita yang biasanya jinak kan, dia akan berubah menjadi garang. Anjing dia akan gigit tuannya. Biasanya dia tidak gigit. Tapi bila sudah gila, dia akan gigit. Jadi dia akan menggigit apa saja yang bergerak, termasuk tayar kereta, termasuk cushion, apa-apa aja yang dia akan gigit sebab dia sudah jadi gila. Begitu juga dengan kucing, dia berubah perangai, dia jadi tidak
tak keruan.
Dan biasanya kematian akan berlaku dalam tempoh 10 hari.
As such, he urges all pet owners to take responsibility for monitoring their pet's health and to act immediately if any suspicious symptoms are observed. This, he said, is a crucial step in ensuring the safety and well-being not only of the pets but also of the community as a whole. Catch the full interview on Dialogue TVS titled Rabies, Control and Prevention in Sarawak this Friday at 1:45 p.m. only on TVS channel 122.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Public Health, Housing and Local Government Sarawak is set to introduce a compassionate measure mandating all dog owners to ensure their furry companions wear identification tags when in public. Administrative Officer Simon Wong Hong Yong underscores the initiative's goal of improving the monitoring and welfare of lost or abandoned dogs, advocating for responsible pet ownership within the community.
He said that a fine not exceeding 1,000 ringgit will be imposed on pet owners found not complying with the directive.
Pastikan anjing itu selalu memakai dog tag yang diberi oleh PBT. Dan juga memastikan supaya anjing atau anjing terpelihara itu tidak berkeliaran di luar pagar rumah. Kalau dia dijumpai di luar pagar, dia boleh dikenakan kompaun sebanyak tidak melebihi 1,000. 1,000. Kalau tidak memakai dog collar ataupun dog tag, dia boleh dikenakan 1,000 juga.
Additionally, Simon also encourages pet owners to obtain licenses for their pets by registering them through the provided portal or online.
Kalau anjing itu tidak mempunyai lesen, dia boleh dikenakan kompaun sebanyak tidak melebihi 2,500. So, banyak kan? So kita
bakal dikuatkuasakan dalam waktu terdekat.
Ya, akan dikuatkuasakan. Dan selepas mendapatkan lesen vaksin, lesen anjing dan vaksin, kita akan bagi microchip. So kita menggalakkan pemilih anjing ini ataupun anjing ini untuk mendapatkan microchip.
On to world news. An unborn baby in Gaza was saved by doctors as her mother lay dying from head injuries inflicted by an Israeli airstrike. An urgent operation had to be performed on the dead mother to extract and rescue the baby, who has since survived but continues to require medical attention.
The little girl now lies in an incubator, weighing 1.4 kilograms. She was delivered in an emergency C-section and is now stable and improving gradually, doctors said. Her uncle says he will care for her now. She has no name yet, but a tape with writing on her stomach says she is the baby of the martyr, Sabrine al-Sakan. Her mother, Sabrine, her father, Shukri, and her 3-year-old sister, Malak, were all killed in an Israeli airstrike that hit 2 houses where 19 people died overnight. Palestinian health officials said 13 children, all from one family, were among those killed. There were heartbreaking scenes at the hospital as relatives mourned the children being placed in body bags. When asked about the casualties in Rafah, an Israeli military spokesperson said various militant targets were struck in Gaza, including military compounds, launch posts, and armed people.
Indonesia's constitutional court today rejected challenges to the country's presidential vote won by Defense Minister Prabowo Subianto after his main rival's alleged rules were unfairly changed to allow the outgoing leader's son to run as his vice president. The 72-year-old Prabowo was confirmed in February as the next leader of the world's third biggest democracy, beating former Jakarta governor Anies Baswedan and a third rival with 58.6% of the vote. The president-elect's campaign was mired in allegations that outgoing leader Joko Widodo, popularly known as Jokowi, had interfered in a bid to boost Prabowo's campaign. He was accused of engineering rule changes that allowed his eldest son, Gibran Rakabuming Raka, to run for vice president. He has dismissed his rival's claims as baseless and is due to take over in October after a transition period. Anies, who received 24.9% of the vote, refused to concede after official results were announced, claiming the state had intervened to help Prabowo win and calling for a rerun. He claimed the state had intervened to engineer Prabowo's win, including social aid donations to sway voters. But the court shut down his complaint, arguing that nepotism or state intervention had not been proven. Ganjar Pranowo, who finished in a third place with about 16%, also refused to concede and moved to challenge the result. The court also rejected his objection later on Monday. 11 people are missing following storms that battered southern China, with tens of thousands evacuated away from the torrential downpours. State media said Monday a heavy rain has descended upon the vast southern province of Guangdong in recent days, swelling rivers and raising fears of severe flooding that state media said could be of the sort only seen around once a century. Site news agency Xinhua said more than 53,000 people have been relocated across the province. Of those, more than 45,000 were evacuated from the northern Guangdong city of Qingyuan, which straddles the bank of the Bay River, a tributary in the wider Pearl River Delta. Heavy rain is expected to continue today, with meteorological authorities forecasting thunderstorms and strong winds in Guangdong's coastal waters, a stretch of sea bordering major cities including Hong Kong and Shenzhen. The National Meteorological Centre said neighboring provinces, including parts of Fujian, Guizhou, and Guangxi, will also be affected by short-term heavy rainfall. Guangdong Province is China's densely populated manufacturing heartland, home to around 127 million people. In the town of Jiangwan, state media reported 6 people were injured and a number of trapped in landslides caused by heavy rain on Sunday. Photographs published by state broadcaster CCTV showed waterfront homes destroyed by a wall of brown mud and people sheltering in a soaked public sports court. Floods as high as 5.8 meters above the warning limit would strike in Pearl River tributaries on Monday morning. China is no stranger to extreme weather, but recent years have seen the country whiplashed by severe floods, grinding droughts, and record heat. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.